Hey everybody, it's the Vinyl Junky here on SMI-TV, and this week we are going to try something a little different for a review box and actually go outside of our safe zone, as you say, and do a little pop culture box. So what we've got here is the Horror Block. Horror Block is a subscription-based service, and for $19.95 plus shipping, if you live in the United States, if you're in Canada, I heard it's free, because that's actually where they're based from. You can actually get a really good goodie box here full of horror genre type toys, t-shirts, and comic books and whatnot. And when I say horror, they talk about like different franchises like Nightmare on Elm Street, Alien, Friday the 13th, The Walking Dead, and whatnot. So with that being said, let's dig into this, and here we go. Okay, so here's the Horror Block in all its glory here. When you look at it up front, it kind of looks like a shoebox of some sort. Maybe like what you get Air Jordans with. I actually don't own a pair of Jordans. They're a little out of my price range, and I don't really wear Kicks tennis shoes that much, so that's why I have my 5 and 5 anchors. Anyways, it's moving on to the subject. This is actually a pretty big box if you look at it here. So we'll go ahead and open this up. It's kind of cool. Don't open inside. Dead. Or if you're dyslexic, it says don't dead, open inside. Kind of funny there. Anyways, let's open this little bad boy up. As you can see, it comes with a t-shirt here. And hold on a second. As you can see there, that's actually a t-shirt of the Alien from the Alien franchise. It's actually kind of a cool looking t-shirt. I might wear that to the gym. I actually love the Alien Legacy series. My favorite being the first one. Then I have to give props to Aliens as well, because that was a great action film. Not really a horror, but more action driven. The other two, not too much. Alien 3 had its moments, but Alien Resurrection I could have done without. Anyways, moving on. Do that over there because my cat's been sleeping in here. So, next thing on the list we have here is a nice little figure here from the film Saw 2. It's actually the Jigsaw Killer, and it's actually in human form with the puppet in the back and his tricycle. If you can look at it, it is right there. I actually was looking at this. If you look at this really detailed here, let me focus on this. If you look at the detail on this, this is really awesome. I'm not really a fan of the Saw series, but just it kind of resembles the McFarlane toys that they would sell out. And I know they had different ones ranging from John Shaft to Evil Dead, and my boss actually found one from Texas Chainsaw Massacre with the guy at the quadriplegic guy in the film. So anyways, this is kind of cool looking. I don't know, I might see if my boss might buy this off of me. So bear with me, I'm using a 7D on this, but the detail on this is just really badass. But yeah, that's that. Next they gave me a pen, and it's in the shape of a bone. I don't know if that's a finger or... I'm assuming that... I don't know what that is. I mean, I know my anatomy. I can't really tell. Either way, it's cool looking. So, yeah, might just use that for around the house. And that just fell over the place. So, let me zoom up on that. And they sent me a Tales from the Crypt comic book here. This looks like it was from the original. This looks like a reprint. But anyways, I used to read Tales from the Crypt. It was one of my favorite comic books, and it used to scare the crap out of me when I was a kid. I was actually looking for those as a graphic in the graphic. Mainly, I was looking for those in graphic novel format, just as an anthology series. And I found them on Amazon, but they were going for they were a little pricey. And I noticed that it was just like it was just like this, really. It was just a comic book, so it wasn't like the cover was basically like that. So I kind of passed on it, but that's kind of cool that Horror Block sent one of those in the box they sent me, because I'm a big fan of Tales from the Crypt. I wasn't really too much of a fan of the TV show on HBO because it was a little bit more humor driven. I mean, it did have his suspenseful, scary moments, but it was more humor, and the Crypt Keeper was just cheesy, and he was kind of the character you just wanted to laugh at. But overall, that's awesome. That's really cool. I'll just throw that in my comic book collection there. So the next thing we got on the list here is a zombie decal. Go ahead and zoom up on that a little bit. This is basically, you can stick this on your car window or in your bathroom or on your window. It might be great for Halloween around here if I just want to scare the crap out of somebody. So that's kind of creepy looking. It's about 7.75 times by 7x75. I'm kind of tired a little bit, so that's kind of cool looking. I'm not going to take this out of the package here because I just don't want to mess with it. And last in the box we have is the copy of their magazine they give each month, and it's called Rue Morgue. I actually was sent a box last month that I actually paid for, and then I actually asked to review one from speaking to the company. And the magazine last year was all about The Crow. It looks like this one's on Eli Roth and The Green Inferno. I was actually enjoying reading that magazine, so it's been a good read to actually sit down and read it. But anyways, they always include a copy in each month's box. So just getting that's kind of cool too. And then lastly here, move that up there a little bit. We'll go and zoom in on that. In case you're Horror Block actually gives a description card of what you're getting in the box each month. And it just kind of works as a little filler here. And if you look on the back here, it looks like they had two different characters from Saw they were given on there. That's actually the front, by the way. I'm sorry about that. Looks like they had two different Jigsaw killer characters. One actually had the masked character, and then the other one was actually the unmasked. But both came with the puppet. And on the back here, I noticed this. Up a little bit more. If you look at the Tales from the Crypt book, it looks like they had a cover with the blue cover on that side. It might have been the second issue, so I think they were just randomly giving out 2 issues on that. Either way, that's kind of cool here about what they did with this.
Horror Block was actually better than I expected. I'm actually a fan of the horror genre in particular, so getting a box like this each month would be something I would actually subscribe to. My only gripe with this box was that they seem to cater more to the horror trends, such as Saw or The Walking Dead or even A Nightmare on Elm Street. And, there's nothing wrong with that. But in all honesty, I would actually like to see some more of the classic horror genre that I'm a big fan of, like the Roger Corman stuff, Hammer horror, or even the Universal monsters like Dracula and Frankenstein. Another side note that I'm not really it's not the company's fault on this, was the fact that the first box that they shipped to me actually was rejected by the Postal Service, and they had to send me another one. But I'm not blaming that on the company because that was not really their fault, and I blame that up solely on the Postal Service. But that's another story. Now, in comparison to other products such as Nerd Block, which is another service they offer, I actually thought the Nerd Block was very interesting, and it was actually kind of cool as it pertained to sci-fi and superheroes or comic books. which, you know, I really enjoy. However, the thing I didn't really care for that was the video game element. And, you know, I actually do play video games, but I'm not like a big fan of it. And I couldn't really tell you what my favorite video game is or my favorite video game character is. I mean, although I do like Tomb Raider and maybe Grand Theft Auto, but I don't think they're going to add those to that box, to be honest. Maybe not. However, it was brought to my attention that apparently now that the company is actually spinning the video game element into a separate subscription box, which they are now calling Arcade Block. So maybe we might review that if the company's allowing us to do it. I don't know. If you guys are interested, leave a comment. We'll add that to the mix. So, but for the price each month that you're paying, which is $19.95, and then I think they do add shipping on that because it is shipped from Canada. I may be wrong on that. It might be free. I have to look into that. It's actually worth it because for what you're getting is you're getting a T-shirt, a figure, action figure, even a pop vinyl. And getting those pop vinyl things, right? Those Funko Pop vinyl things are really cool as well. And furthermore, this is actually something I would love to review each month if the company was cool with sending us one each month. I mean, I'm not going to hold my breath on that, but if I have to pay for it each month, I definitely would recommend it. And if you're a huge horror fan, this is actually the route to go. So until then, I'm Xander, and bye for now.